The following is a Metro TV special presentation.
Good evening, everyone. I know it's more people than that. Good evening, everyone. So glad to have everybody on this wonderful evening. And we are here this evening. My name is Keith Hackett, and I'm the one of the assistant directors in Public Works, and I work with the Agency of Solid Waste Management Services. And we're glad to be here on tonight, as this is a celebration of success with our Green Fork Awards here tonight. So with that, I'll have the pleasure of being your host for tonight, or your MC, whichever one you want to call it, as we move through this evening. This evening, I want you just to reiterate to you how important it is that the supporters of this program and also the participants have been to the success of this program. And what I mean by supporters, from the mayor on down to our director, to our chief, Hamilton, to the workers that help out with this program, with education, enforcement, all those folks have played an integral part in the success of this program, and we look forward to it going to another level in the next year. I also want to let you know that we got a lot of information packed in a short period of time, but I guarantee you won't get bored, you'll enjoy it, and we'll be better for it as well. I'm just going to run through the agenda real quickly. After the welcome, we'll have Chief Hamilton, who is here tonight. He's going to be standing in for Mayor Fisher, who couldn't be here tonight. He had another appointment. And we're also grateful and thankful to have the directors of Public Works and Assets, Ms. Vanessa Byrne, who is here as well. So without any further ado, we'll have the opening remarks again by Chief Hamilton, and they will come out with a 13-minute video that's been put together by Metro TV, in which I know you enjoy.
Keith, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. As he indicated, the mayor is not able to make it today. He's meeting with the CEO of Aetna at the Greater Louisville Inc. and is unable to make it, and I know he regrets it, not only because he created the Green Fork Award, but I know that reduce, reuse, recycle means a lot to him. However, his misfortune is my good luck, because it means a little bit more to me than perhaps him, if that's possible. In that, not only because I get to work with great people like Angela and Pete and Keith and Director Burns, but my son got the foodie bug several years ago and has worked at 7 restaurants here in Louisville, and is currently, just yesterday, left to return to Portland, Oregon, where he moved over the summer. So he's trying to seek out fame and fortune in the city of Portland, and I know he would have really enjoyed being here today. So it means a little bit more to me. So thank you all so much for coming and being part of this program. We've gained national attention and recognition for our city's food scene and specific restaurants from outlets like USA Today, Travel and Leisure, Garden and Gun, Zagat, and many more. Just yesterday, the Culture Trip named us as one of the top 15 food cities in the world. 9 billion people looking for a place to eat, and we're one of the top 15 places in the world for restaurants. Isn't that tremendous? And I know that Councilman Tandy knows that, being the representative that represents the CBD, he's got to be very, very proud of that. Your participation in Green Fork shows that Louisville is just not the home of great chefs, but certainly great citizens too. Our dream is for Louisville to create a clean, green, safe, and inclusive city where people love to live and work. Innovative programs like this and the support of dedicated citizens and business owners like you make that possible. It's difficult for us sometimes as individuals to have impact, but I can tell you the 35 businesses that are involved in the wet dry recycling program, their collective impact can not only make a difference in us reaching our goal, but it can also set the example for everyone else to follow, and we appreciate you doing that. Green Fork is making our city more sustainable. It will prove that we'll recover more materials, reduce costs, reduce our carbon footprint, decrease the number of trash and recycling trucks on the road, and save precious landfill space and more. Plus, sustainability is part of the city's reputation today. People and businesses, including restaurants, want to be in places that is focused on being green and sustainable. Louisville is one of the first cities to implement this type of program in the United States, and other cities are looking to see how well we are reaching our goals. The city's strategic goal plan number 18, which I'm sure Maria Cotter will mention later, is to divert 90% of our materials going to the landfill by 2042. Incremental progress over time. That's what we're hoping to be able to do. And you all are going to be leading the way for us to be able to do that. As you'll see later on in the program, we're making great progress towards being able to do that. And we understand that participation in this program sometimes has its challenges. It's very different than just throwing trash in a bag and putting it out. It may take rearranging kitchens, performing more staff trainings, replacing more signage, designing different procedures and protocols. And we thank you all for doing that. We appreciate that it means so much to us, to the goals that we're trying to achieve, and to our city and our citizens for you taking the extra effort for doing the right thing. Thank you so much for those efforts, and thank you for your many contributions to making Louisville a world-class city. 9 billion people in this world, and we're one of the top 15 restaurant cities in the world. Congratulations to all of y'all.
Metro Louisville's moving towards its goal of diverting most materials from the landfill with the new recycling program. We'll show you how that system works and introduce you to some of the first folks to try it out coming up on this episode of Common Ground. Welcome to Common Ground. I'm your host, Angela Futter. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a new innovative recycling program that was launched in the Central Business District back in early 2014. This program, called the Wet Dry Recycling Program, has proven to be extremely successful in its rate of recovery. This is how the program works. Participating in the Wet Dry Recycling Program in the Central Business District are a variety of entities: offices, residents, coffee shops, and restaurants. For a food generating business, we ask them to separate all of the food scraps that come from their kitchen or from their coffee shop area. So everything from their coffee grounds to their lettuce to their leftover prep, and then even from the food that is not eaten by their patrons, all goes into the brown bin and is collected nightly and taken to a compost facility where it's produced into high quality compost that comes back into Jefferson County. They also get an orange bin. In their orange bin, we ask them to separate what we call commercial dry waste products. Everything from plastic bottles, aluminum cans, paper, plates, utensils, anything like that, what would be considered dry waste. Commercial dry waste that's coming from the back of the house goes either in clear bags or loose into the carts. The only thing that we ask these places to separate would be their bathroom waste. And bathroom waste gets collected in black bags. Both the materials in the black bags and clear bags and the loose materials all go into the carts where it's taken to a recycling facility. The black bags are the key at the recycling facility that it gets tossed out as trash. All of the other materials are processed and the recyclables are recovered. In the offices, it's just a little different. Offices and residents, as of right now in the Central Business District, don't have the brown organic cart. All of the materials that they produce are put into the orange carts. The only thing that we ask the offices to do a little bit different is that in addition to their bathroom waste, we also ask them to collect their break room waste in black bags. So any of the little leftover food from lunches or from dinners gets in the black bags in the break room. All of the other materials that are going to be coming from these buildings are going to either go in the clear bags or again loose into the carts. They also get picked up every night and they're taken to the recycling facility where the black bag is the key, that it's trash, and all of the other materials get processed and the recyclables are recovered.
Recycling is important because it helps materials that are used get a second life. the city has a very aggressive goal to achieve 90% landfill diversion by 2042. What that means is that we will take 90% of our waste materials generated to a recycling center or to be reused and repurposed. And that represents a big challenge to the city, but I know that together with the community and the efforts of the leadership, we can do that. The city launched this very innovative recycling program that's called Wet Dry. Included in the Wet Dry program is an organics composting program. So we have restaurants in the Central Business District that participate.
You got three? Right this way, please. Matt Mershon, owner, Bistro 301.
This is the blackened fish I'm making right now.
I was glad. I thought it was a little overdue, and I was excited about it. There's a slop bucket behind the bar. We have a little one here for like tea and coffee grounds that makes good compost.
That food waste composes about 30% of the waste stream. So getting that material out of, and taking it to a composting facility is beneficial reuse, and it reduces the cost that we spend by taking the materials to the landfill.
Before, we had put all the garbage in big black cans, and they stunk and they leaked. The program picks up our wet waste, and we get a clean can back. That saves me money from having to have our kitchen folks scrub out garbage cans, which is nobody's favorite job. Before, we had to use all heavy-duty can liners almost everywhere because you just didn't know what was going to be in anything.
The success of this program has been amazing because we started at 11% and we're already up to 80% in just the last year.
The government saving a business money is a good thing.
We launched the Green Fork Award in January, and what that is we're coming up with a way to recognize the restaurants that participate in the organics composting program. And then we'll give out the award, the first ever award, in January of 2016.
So not just restaurants like Bistro 301 are participating in this. There are a variety of establishments throughout Jefferson County. Everything from theaters to schools to hotels, even Louisville Metro government buildings.
What's your number, baby? 195. I'm here every day.
Jefferson County is trying to find a way with so many children that we have to keep as much as we can out of the landfills.
They always say like don't put plastic and stuff in there because it goes into the compost and stuff.
When kids are finished eating at Portland Elementary, they head over to this line, where they grab a last sip or bite before doing this. Why?
We recycle the milk cartons and we recycle the plastic so we can reuse it, and we take the food so we can turn it into fertilizer.
It was not a huge transition to model that and show students how to separate.
Even the youngest kids learn the ropes from these girls who come to school early every morning to do this job.
When me and Summer wanted to do this, we asked Ms. Stokes, and now we do it every day. We're reducing our carbon footprint.
When it comes from the kids, it's a little more meaningful than if adults tell them.
Portland Elementary is one of 2 JCPS schools that has the wet dry recycling program.
It sounds complicated when you start to talk about you need clear trash bags for this versus the black trash bags for this. It's just about getting the systems in place.
If we don't recycle like the cartons and paper and stuff, then we'll have to cut down the trees. The more you cut down trees, it makes global warming.
So even though it can mean early mornings,
They'll spill like milk.
And dealing with some messes,
Or they'll drop stuff, the plastic.
the school's really starting to see a difference.
Thank you.
When we talked about going from 3 trash dumps a month or a week down to just 2, and we're almost now to the point where we'll do just 1 trash. And that cost balance shifts once you're making more recycling pickups versus trash pickups.
And hopes the rest of JCPS catches on too.
We have to set that tone, be on the forefront of that thinking. What they're doing in our cafeteria for breakfast and lunch sets them in a different mindset for even when we're looking ahead at what we possibly all may be doing in our homes 20 years from now.
Nice job, guys. Make it pretty. We prepare food for over 2,000 inmates 3 times a day, 7 days a week. You got some pasta for me?
Coming right now.
We will get the count from Louisville Metro and start preparing the meals, and 2.5 to 3 hours after we start cooking, we can start serving. We do have an assembly line, 6 to 14 inmates with measured utensils, and they will go down and fill up the tray. Once the food goes up, they have a allotted amount of time to eat the food. They'll go over here to the dish area, and then all the inmates will gather together. They'll grab the carts as they come down. Drop it into the QRS container and bang it to get all the food debris off.
One of the natural fits for this program that we tried it out on is the Metro Jail facility. So it's one way that the city is leading by example and showing that we're participating in keeping a whole lot of compostable food waste from out of the landfill.
The hardest part was actually getting the inmates to separate. They're not fond of it if you separate 2,000 trays and you bang 2,000 trays. Sometimes the sporks would go in, the cups would go in, plastic wrappers would go in, and that can't go in. So that has been the biggest burden, is having the mindset to change, that only food would go in the brown container, all paper, plastic, and everything else would go into the other container. And that they had the wherewithal to get rid of the disposables and go with reusables, and then take it even a step further and narrow it down. And now they're recycling paper and cardboard, they're recycling the food byproducts into waste. So that's huge. And I mean, that could be a precedent for other facilities out there if they're not already doing it. It's 24/7, a never-ending cycle to make sure that they get to eat and then they have their food. And through that all now, as opposed to filling up the landfills, we're beautifying the city because it's turning into mulch, and that's a win-win.
This is Smith Creek in Greenville, Indiana. We're gonna go and see where all of the yard waste is brought in, and then we'll mix the food waste with the yard waste and other products to get the right ratio. QRS collects the food waste down there. They do an initial sorting at their facility, then all the waste is brought out here to be composted. When food waste comes in, it's covered up right away. Within an hour or so, we're mixing, solidifying it. We'll let that sit. Then we'll mix it again at the end of the day and cover it, and that way we keep vector away. The pile takes 4 to 6 months to process, and we are turning it and watching our temperatures in that pile. We're still having contamination issues in the food waste. We're working with the city and their partners to try to reduce the amount of straws, cups, plastic, Coke cans that get into the compost. When it's in a pile, it's hard for us to tell, so we have to rely on the people that are putting in there to get it right away, because we can't tell when it's mixed in already. Even if we can tell, there's no way for us to get it back out. It's got to go to the landfill if it's too contaminated at that point. Since January 1st, when they implemented the plastic ban bag, the city has brought between 4,000 and 5,000 tons so far this year to compost. We are having some issues with people hiding things in the paper bags. They use some of the same trucks to pick up yard waste as they do garbage waste. And if the driver does not inspect his truck thoroughly, then we get garbage at the end of the load when he walks off. The yard waste is much cleaner than the food waste. We have changed that blend, or that carbon that we're mixing with the compost now, to use what the city is bringing or providing to us. The compost will change throughout the year depending on how much leaves in it versus grass versus brush. We watch the moisture content, so depending on how the moisture contents move, we will raise the carbon ratio or lower the carbon ratio with the moistures. That's the advantage of us, is we have significant portions of other materials that we can mix when needed to be. Once it's done, we'll process it. We'll put it in a curing pile before it's shipped out to a customer or supplier. This lot here stores all of the soils, compost, and soil amendments, along with mulches, colored and hardwoods. It's very seasonal, so it takes a lot of property to be able to hold it for the 3-month window that most people are buying mulches and soils. So we're delivering directly to the retailer or the big box store, and then customers pick up from there.
Even if you're not part of the Central Business District or already involved in a wet-dry recycling program, you can still help make our city more sustainable by starting a recycling program at your establishment. All you need to do is call Metro Call at 311 to request the bin or cart and start sitting out your recyclables tonight. Like the pilot that was launched in the Central Business District, Metro will soon be launching a residential pilot also. So residents will be receiving brown carts where they'll be asked to put their food scraps in yard waste. They'll also be getting orange carts that will replace their traditional black trash carts, where they'll be asked to put the rest of their waste. All of their recyclables will either be in clear or loose in the carts, And then we ask that pet waste, diapers, bathroom waste, what is actually traditional trash, be put in black bags. Everything will be collected once a week on their regular trash day. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Common Ground. And remember, Metro, stop, think, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Hey, that's pretty. We had to take it on the road, didn't we? Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody. You saw how well it was put together. I just want to make two comments. One, our workers don't move that slow because I could tell they were acting. When they get out the truck, they move real slow. They did a good job. We appreciate that. But again, because we got to hit it and get it. But again, we appreciate everything that everybody's done. Yes, yes. Yes, and they do it very safely, but we appreciate what everybody done. That was an excellent video. It's the first time I've seen it. Again, thank you again to Metro TV. Let's give them another hand. And as we move on with our program, I just want to let you know we got a few more things. We have Laura Veldman, who's coming up from QRS to give us some statistical data. Then we have the Director of Sustainability, Maria Carter, who's going to give out our honorary awards. And then we have David Tandy, Councilman David Tandy, who is the proud council person of this wonderful awards in the CBD. He'll be coming up to give out the Green Fork Awards, and then we'll come back with the concluding remarks, and we'll also have remarks by a director at that time. So again, we thank you, and we'll come back at the end to let you know how we're going to end the night. Thank you.
All right. I'm happy to share the data to support the success of the wet-dry recycling program. 2015 was the first full calendar year in which the program was in place. This graph shows the total weight of all material recycled each month. The black bars represent the wet material, also the food waste, that was collected and then recycled into compost product. The number within each bar indicates the total tons of organic material recycled each month. The orange bars then represent the dry material. This was the recyclables that was recovered, again, speaking total weight in tons. As you can see, there's some variation from month to month, but overall there was consistent collection throughout 2015. The next graph shows the progress of the wet-dry recycling program since it began in early 2014. I want to mention that prior to this program, there was an 11% diversion rate in the CBD, meaning that only 11% of recyclables were being recovered prior to this program in place. As you can see in the graph, there were steady improvements in 2014 as the businesses adopted this new program and that we worked through a few challenges. In December of 2014, we were at a diversion rate of 76%. In 2015, the program continued to be successful and maintained an average diversion rate of 81% throughout the entire year. Of course, there was again some variation each month, but the year as a whole proved that the wet-dry recycling program was a success in maintaining a high recycling diversion rate, again with an average of 81%. Which puts us on track to reach the recycling goals of the Louisville Sustainability Plan. We want to thank the businesses in the CBD for their commitment to correct and thorough collection. You are leading our city's recycling efforts and success. Thank you.
So it's my great honor to present the honorary Green Fork Awards to those of you that are participating in this program by your own voluntary choice, which means you're not part of the city's central business district, but that you want to participate in the wet-dry recycling initiative through QRS. So I feel like it's very important to acknowledge that these people, these businesses are interested in it because they feel like it's the right thing to do, and they're wanting to be good stewards of our environment. So therefore, we thought it was very important to recognize them with this special honorary award. So, okay. Well, when I call your name, please step on up. First, we'd like to recognize Bigelow Tea. Next, we have Humana. Crown Plaza Hotel. I know.
Executive chef in the house. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Kindred Healthcare. All right, we'll make sure they get their honorary award. Okay, the Mazzoli Federal Building. Thank you. Not to be outdone, we have the Gene Snyder Courthouse. And lastly, we have Shepherd Square. So I just wanted to mention one more time, the mayor does have 21 strategic goals for the city. One of them is around landfill diversion and recycling, and then another one is just about citywide sustainability. So all of you guys here tonight are helping achieve that, and specifically, we again want to thank those that are getting the honorary award tonight.
All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. I am going to explain the criteria for the Green Fork Award that is being presented to our recipients this evening. First, the votes were tabulated from the Academy by the accounting firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were at the Oscars for a minute. No, actually, each restaurant located in the first off, you had to be a restaurant located in the central business district, have no program violations, have consistent participation in the wet dry recycling program, and a consistent monthly average of organic weight. This recognition was given each quarter, and it was listed online as a in the running category for the 2015 Green Fork restaurant. For 2015, Green Fork winners were announced publicly and given a window sticker to display on their door. And then it should be noted that for the process will start again for next year, and so then everybody starts back at zero, and if you didn't win this year, you've got an opportunity to win for 2016. So we want to make sure that we have even further participation for next year. So our award winners of the 2015 Green Fork Award are as follows. Another Place Sandwich Shop. They're here? All right. They're not here? All right, we'll accept this award on their behalf. And Bazos? There? No? All right. Bistro 301? No. Okay. Brian's Deli? Oh. No? All right. Boomer's Cafe? Bright Horizons Child Care? All right. Hey.
Congratulations to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, congrats. All right. Cafe Geneva? City Cafe? All right. Craven's a la carte. All right. Jimmy John's. You be the fastest one. Get up here.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Luigi's Pizzeria. The Main Eatery. Manhattan Grill. All right. Nancy's Bagel Box. Panera Bread Company. Saffron's. All right.
Y'all do a good job too, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Victor. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you, Doc.
And Sunagos Coffee. There he is. All right. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right. And again, to all of our award winners, congratulations, and most importantly, thank you for what you're doing to help make Louisville a sustainable community. Not only does it make sense for us to do this from a moral and ethical standpoint, but it makes just smart business sense to do it as well. So, did we miss one? Did we miss Subway?
Subway here?
Yeah,
we won't tell you you said that. Okay?
That's right. Subway's here?
Okay.
Oh, you want to accept on their behalf? All right. Thank y'all so much.
Nothing like just a little friendly competition. All right. Thank you again. This has been a great evening. It's not over yet. At this time, I'd like to invite our Director Burns, to come up and give us a few comments, and then we'll come back and wrap it up for good. Thank you.
Good evening. I just want to thank everybody for their participation. I also like to thank our team, which is comprised of not only Assistant Director Hackett, but Angela Futter, who is a star in the 2 video that I know that she's done, as well as Pete Flood and his team. I just want to thank each and every one of you for the activity. To get to 2042 and get to our thing that we're trying to do with our goal is not going to be an easy thing, both for the commercial part of the city as well as residential. But we appreciate every effort, and we will make sure that we work with each and every one of both our businesses and our residents to try to make sure that we reach those goals. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Director Burns. And just a few other things. One other thing we want to thank our sponsors, Old 52 Winery, Another Place Sandwich Shop, and Manhattan Grill and City Cafe. I think they're going to be taking care of us downstairs. This is the time we'll call it the taste of the CBD. Huh? You like that? Hey, that works. Okay. So we'd like to thank them. And again, all of our partners. The Office of Mayor Fisher and him, the Office of Councilman David Tandy, Metro Public Works, Office of Sustainability, QRS is our partner, Mayor's Innovation Delivery Team, Metro Facilities Management, and Louisville Downtown Partnership. And then again, you've already heard about the coordinators. I also like to call out Mr. Kid Stansfield, who's been an excellent help, as well as Kim Martinez, Ken Stansfield, and Smith Creek, we thank them as well. And also Harold Adams, who has helped us, who's been an excellent partner as well. And again, we are grateful and thankful. So at the conclusion of this, we'll go downstairs and mingle a little bit more. And we got any Jimmy Johns downstairs? Uh-huh. All right. I got some witnesses. Next year, you on the hook. All right? When we have it next year, Jimmy Johns is going to be one of the partners, right? All right. So again, thank you so much. Again, we also like to thank Chief Hamilton for all of his support, also standing in for Mary Fisher. So with that, we'll conclude. And I think we have a couple of stars that have been born on camera, right? Between Miss Futter and also Maria. You look good on TV. I like how you personified the recycling. When you talked about recycling, I thought it was alive and well, right? But again, thank you all so much. And again, enjoy your evening, and we'll see everybody downstairs. Have a good day and be safe.
This has been a Metro TV production, a public service of Louisville Metro government.